everyone, it's Vicki from Minerva. I'm here today to share my top fabric picks with you for the Atelier Jupe Frida Blouse. Now this blouse was one of our best sellers last year and continues to be really popular. It's a really lovely, quite simple style blouse, but just great to be able to wear every day, make it in a beautiful fabric, and what could be more lovely to wear every day than your me-made garments in something that goes with everything in a beautiful print or a beautiful colour and fabric. Absolutely lovely. So it has a band detail round the neckline and a band down the front with a button-up detail, and along the front here it has gathered details which creates shape around the bust, and then it has a 3/4 length sleeve that draws into a little cuff at the end. Just really quite simple, beautiful little details that I think just make a really wearable pattern. Now, in terms of fabric, for this sort of pattern, this sort of style, the pattern recommends fabrics with fluid drape. So that's viscose, cotton, linen or polyester. So it is quite vague on the pattern as to what fabrics this will suit. But what it will need is a woven fabric, and a woven fabric that's not too stretchy, that has fluidity and drape, that's going to really work well with the ruffles and the gather details at the front, and something that's not too heavyweight as well. With this being for a blouse, you don't want anything too heavy. So what I've done is I've gone through our fabric selection here at Minerva, and I've picked a range of different solid fabrics that you could use, all different types of fabric, and then also two prints as well, just to give you an idea on the sorts of prints I think will be really lovely for this. So let's dive in. So the first one is our silky satin charmeuse fabric. Now this is beautifully light, really drapey, super soft, super fluid. I mean, that movement is just, it's absolutely wonderful, this fabric. Now this is one of our core range fabrics, which means that we stock this year round in a whole selection of colours. This is the wonderful jade green, but there's loads of colours that you can choose on the site in this one. And I think that would make a really fancy Freeda blouse. So definitely something you could wear, every day as well. But if you wanted something, with a touch of shimmer like this one has, and something a little bit fancy, to dress up, that would be a really good option. Next up, so this is our single georgette fabric. So georgette is part of the crepe family, and when you look up close on this fabric, you can see that crepey sort of texture. It's definitely a slightly rough texture that still feels, it's still beautifully soft to handle, but it definitely has a very sort of textured weave. Now, a georgette is lighter weight than a standard crepe, and as you can see, that's definitely a little bit sheer. But I've included this because I think, obviously this is one of the palest colours that we have, so the sheerness is most apparent in this colour, which I thought would be helpful to get across on screen, the sheerness of the fabric. But if you chose a darker colour, I don't think you would need to line that. And again, I think that would give a more dressed up, special occasion vibe. You could just pair with nice lingerie underneath and wear it as is. Or if you decided to go for a lighter colourway, or if you didn't feel comfortable with a slight amount of sheerness, then you could wear it over a slip, or just a simple vest top, something like that. So that's another option, and again, this one is another one of our core ranges, and it comes in loads of different colours, this one. Dark colours, bright colours, pastels, everything in between. Next up we have, so this is another, I think, version on the more special occasion fabrics, and this is our luxury viscose satin, which oh, it feels incredible. And if you love viscose, then this is a good option for you when it comes to satin. You know, most satins nowadays are made of polyester, so if you prefer a natural fibre, then this viscose option would be lovely. As you can see, it definitely has more of a tendency to crease. You know, but if you're going to be making a blouse for a special occasion, you know, that you're going to press before you wear it, it'd be absolutely lovely in this, and it will certainly be very breathable, and it will feel beautiful against your skin. So if you can cope, you know, with having to do a little bit more ironing on this sort of fabric, then it certainly has lots of other pros for it. This is a really wonderful steel blue colour. Again, another core range, so it comes in loads of different colour options. There's some really gorgeous colours in this fabric, and it's a big selection of colours as well. So I'm sure there'll be something there that is to your taste. And yeah, a really, really lovely, luxurious option, that one, for a special occasion Frida blouse. Next up, we have, this is our crinkled textured satin. So let me, show you the right side of the fabric there. So this one, it's definitely, sorry, not textured satin, textured crepe, this one. So this is our, textured crepe. And it has a really lovely texture, this fabric, really quite crinkly, yet it's still very light and drapey. You can see the fluidity and movement there. And what I love about fabrics like this is that, you know, even though it's a plain fabric and a solid colour, that textured, crinkled element still, you know, makes it a little bit more, you know, a little bit more interesting, I suppose. You know, it just gives it something else, lifts it, and yeah, just makes it a little bit more interesting. And yeah, I think that will be wonderful in the Frida blouse. Again, I've brought the lighter colourway to show you in this one, and in a lighter colourway, it is definitely slightly sheer. Again, I think if you wore the right lingerie underneath, for a blouse like this, you wouldn't need to line it. But in the darker colourways, again, it's certainly more opaque in the darker colourways. So in any of the brighter or darker colours, I don't think you would need to line this fabric at all. Just, you know, be aware that in the pastel, really pale colours like this, you know, there is an element of sheerness there. That, you know, you could, like I say, you could just wear that with nice lingerie underneath, or you could wear it over a slip or a little vest top, and that would be really lovely. Next up, so we have, this is a tensile fibre fabric. So this is from Meat Milk, and this is called it's called the Tensile Crispy Crepe, which I think is a really good description actually for this fabric, because even though it's tensile, because of the crepey texture, it does almost have a little bit of a crispness about it. It's quite an unusual one to explain, really. It's got a crispness in the feel, yet it's still a very soft drapey fabric. It's really, really pretty. The texture on the crepe on this one is really nice. It's quite subtle, but it just gives an overall almost washed, almost like a sand wash look, which is really lovely. And again, it just, you know, it just makes it a little bit more interesting. You know, something a little bit different to an absolutely plain fabric. Tensile fibres, so it feels super soft. It's incredibly soft. It feels so luxurious. And yeah, just amazing quality as always from this brand. It comes in a whole range of colours as well. I think this really pretty dusky pink is a lovely colour. Perfect for all, you know, any time of year, but there's lots of different colours on the site. Next up, we have, this is another core range, and this is our Moroccan crepe fabric. So this is made of polyester, and it has a really lovely soft drape, does this fabric. It's really silky, but because it has a slight texture, which is what we mean by Moroccan crepe, it means that it's not too slippy and slidey to sew with. It's hard to explain, but once you've sewn with this fabric, you'll see what I mean. And there's something about the texture of it that grips the layers when you're sewing that means it's not as slippy and slidey as some crepe fabrics. It's still a very soft, drapey fabric. It's still going to slip and slide to some extent, but it's definitely just a little bit easier to handle. This one is a fantastic price point. And it comes in lots and lots of different colours. I think that would be great for, a Frida blouse that you could wear every day. It's really easy care. Wash it in the machine, put it in the tumble dryer. It just wash after wash after wash. It's going to remain the same. And yeah, a fantastic value fabric that would be really, really beautiful for a blouse. Next up, so we have, this is a stretch woven crepe. Now the pattern certainly doesn't require a stretch fabric, but I think this will be a really good option. And if anything, will make it even more comfortable to wear because it would have a little bit of wiggle room and movement as you wore the blouse. Now the texture on this is super textured, even more so than the last textured one that I showed you. It's called a pebble crepe, which that tells us that it's really, really textured, and that's done by the process where some of the threads that go into weaving the fabric are actually drawn up together, which creates that crinkled texture. Now it has no stretch, well, a little bit of give, but not really any stretch down the length, and then stretch across the width of the fabric, which, like I say, it's only a little bit of stretch either way, so it's not going to be a problem in terms of sewing the garments. Even though it doesn't require a stretch fabric, the fact that there's only a little bit of give in it, will be absolutely fine, and we'll just give it an extra layer of comfort to the garment. But as you can see, it's super soft, super drapey, really fluid. It's maybe ever so slightly sheer, but you certainly wouldn't need to worry about that for a blouse. If you were making a really fitted garment, you might want to consider lining it or wearing a slip, but for a style like this, you're definitely not going to need to line that, in my opinion. Yeah, I think that will be a really lovely option. Again, it's a fantastic price point, this one. One of our core ranges, so comes in loads of different colours. Yeah, and will just be so easy wash, easy care. Fantastic piece that you'd be able to make for your wardrobe there, that you'd just be able to wear again and again and again. So next up, this is the last of our plain fabrics, and this one is another one from Meat Milk, and this is called a Tencel Diamond Jacquard Crepe. So this again is a really soft, lightweight, beautifully soft and fluid and drapey fabric, really, really beautiful. Now the jacquard element, that is created in the weave of the fabric. So if I hold that up to the camera, you might be able to see, but if not, you will be able to see on the product pages on our website. If you look at the extra photographs on there, you'll be able to see the jacquard weave. And the weave that's been done in this fabric, it creates almost like little, diamond shapes, as it says in the title, it just adds extra interest to this fabric. It's not completely plain. I don't know about you, but I love fabrics like that. It's still a solid, it's still, really wearable, will team with loads of other things in your wardrobe, but it's not completely plain. There's something about it, just gives you that extra interest, makes it a little bit more special, I think. And it's made from Tencel, so it's super soft, again, fabulous quality. It just feels incredible. I think you're going to love this fabric. And another one that comes in lots of different colours as well. So I love this classic, very soft navy, but there's lots of other colours as well. So now we have two more fabrics to share with you, and these are both Minerva exclusive viscose chalets, which are perfect for this pattern. If you had to, if I had to choose one fabric that was perfect for the Frida blouse, our exclusive viscose chalet is the one. It's the perfect weight, the perfect drape, it feels beautiful against your skin, it's just perfect for a blouse, and the prints that it comes in there's just such an amazing collection now on site. So it was quite hard to whittle this down just to 2 prints, but I've chosen 2 very different prints with the idea that, you know, just to give you some different ideas on different sorts of print styles that I think would suit the blouse. So the first one we have is called Coiled Kingdom. Now this is one of our very newest prints that we've added to the site. And I think this has such a designer vibe about it. From a distance, it might look like just like an abstract swirly sort of print, but you look up close and you'll see it's covered with snakes. Now, I know some people won't like that. If I'm completely honest, my husband cannot stand snakes. He can't even stand looking at them, never mind being round one. So I don't think it's going to be realistic for me to be able to sew in this print. But I really wish I could, because I think it's just amazing. Maybe I just need to make something that I'll wear when he's not around. Yeah, the colour tones, as you can see, are really sort of pared back, subtle, muted, really soft. And it's all about the design on that one. I think that's just amazing. Let me know, are you a lover or hater of snakes? I think this is definitely a fabric that you either love or hate. I am definitely firmly in the camp of loving this fabric. I think it is such a cool design. And then on the completely other end of the scale, we have our Blossoming Floral, which is actually one of the first prints that we launched in our exclusive range. And it's still one of the most popular designs. I think it's so pretty. The colours are beautiful. It's a navy blue background, a very dark navy, and then these blues and turquoises and jade green colours in the flowers. It's just gorgeous, isn't it? And you know, it will give such a different look to the snake print design. This one is feminine and pretty, almost romantic, and in that blouse I think would just be absolutely beautiful. So that's all the fabrics I've got to share with you today. Let me know in the comments which was your favourite. Have you sewn this pattern before? Let me know what sort of fabric did you choose for your version, or have I inspired you to give this pattern a go? It's such a popular one in the Minerva community, one of our best sellers last year, and it's such a wearable style. I think you'll really love this pattern if you give it a go. So let me know what was your favourite fabric from today, and yeah, what would you choose to make with it? Do you love the idea of the blouse? Have you sewn it before? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you liked today's video, please give us a like and give us a follow. We'd really appreciate that. As always, everything that I've mentioned today, we will tag below this video. So if you want to go and check out any of these fabrics or the pattern, you can find out all the details about all the products, all the different colours that these fabrics come in. Everything is available to browse through those links below. So thank you very much for watching today. Don't forget to create a profile at Minerva, join the community there. I'll hope to see you there, and I will see you again next time.